We're at the 14th annual COO CFO Forum, and I'm here with Brian Schare, who is the Chief Operating Officer of Schulte Roth. Now, Brian, we know each other well because we worked together for many years at Orrick. How was the transition from Orrick to Schulte Roth?
Well, Ralph, it's great to see you, as always. I'm asked that question quite a bit. I've been at Schulte now for 3.5 years, and before Schulte, I was at Orrick for 15 years, and that's a big chunk of my career. And I want to say I wouldn't be at Schulte as a COO if not for you. But the differences are many. Orrick, a multinational law firm, when I left there were, I think, 24 offices. I think there are more now, and having to deal with the various cultures and things was one of my daily routines, was how to navigate between Paris and London and Germany, et cetera. At Schulte, I don't have that. We have 3 offices, and most of us are in New York. It is very much a New York firm. You feel it. There's a very New York business-like approach every single day, and but it's a great culture. Orrick, a little more laid back, but also a great culture, and I've learned obviously lots over there. I think Schulte's focus is something that struck me almost immediately. We focus on the financial services industry in terms of our client base, really in the fund work, both on private equity funds, hedge funds, and that's what we do. In every practice group, and we have 9 practice groups, every practice group touches the financial services sector almost every day. So having that kind of focus was frankly a little bit of a breath of fresh air, because at Orrick, as you know, we were in lots of different things, and we were a much different kind of a place. So making sure that we were doing what we needed to do on the litigation side, on the IP side, on the employment side, and all of the stuff we did on the public finance side and different finance practices in corporate, there's a lot there. So the focus is not necessarily as intense. So to me, those are the key differences.
Well, and you're living the reality that law firms really are different one from another.
Correct.
And the challenges are different. Now, Schulte Roth, as you've said, is a leader in financial services, in the financial services marketplace, but the world is changing for everyone. How is Schulte Roth, even as a market leader, adapting to a changed world?
Yeah, it's interesting. Schulte has been a market leader in the hedge fund space since 1969, since we opened. And what we have found, as you might imagine, the pie is shrinking. And there are other firms now that are out there trying to come into the space that we always thought was ours, and ours alone. So making sure, frankly, that our clients are sticking to us like glue. That means just basic communication with them on a daily basis, providing them with opportunities to see us speak and for us to see them speak. Just making sure that glue is there is something that's critical for us at all times, and we hear them. They want a capability in London, we provide that capability in London. They want capabilities expanded in New York on the regulatory side. It's something that we heard. We created a practice group that was specific to the regulatory issues as they relate to funds and both on the hedge and private equity side. At Orrick, it was interesting because what I always felt is we were the young guns trying to nip on the heels of the top 10 firms, et cetera, in New York and other places. And here, it's the reverse, where we see, oh boy, we got company. We better get on our game, and we've been able to rise to that occasion. So continuing to put on the conferences that we put on. I mentioned at the panel discussion that we have an annual conference that sees 4,000 of our clients at the Hilton Hotel every year, just to talk about funds, and for our clients to hear us talk about funds. Those kinds of things, which are huge investments on the firm's part, not only monetarily but in time, is worth it, and it's something that we consistently do.
So you today at the forum were part of a panel with 3 other law firms that were very different one from the other, talking about how you all are adapting to this changed world. do you have a takeaway or two from that panel you could share with us?
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. I was sitting next to Joe Palermo at K&L Gates, who has, I think on even a larger scale, but the same kinds of issues we were tackling probably about 10 years ago at Orrick, trying to keep a firm together from different places and different practice areas. And you know, at times Joe it looked like, I wondered to myself, what does he concentrate on in any particular day? You know, what's on his desk at this moment? Because there must be 1,000 things that he must get his hands on. And it felt like there was not that focus, and that's just the nature of the beast. Fenwick, on the other hand, I think was a very similar firm to the firm I'm in. A little smaller, but very focused on the technology space. They know what they are, they know what they're not, and they try to take advantage of that. And you know, you sometimes forget about the firms that are mid-sized firms in the Midwest that you know, probably charge half of what some of the firms do on the coasts. And I was pretty impressed with that firm. I can't even tell you what they were called, but I'll tell you I was impressed with them because they combined two firms. They had a strategy. It sounds like it came off pretty well. So, but my takeaways are firms are different. One firm can be different from the next, not just culturally, but what you're bringing to the table, what you concentrate on, what the value propositions are. So, but I did come off of the panel thinking I'm glad I'm where I am.
Well, that's a great way to end this interview. Thank you very much, Brian.
My pleasure, Ralph, as always.
Good to see you.
You too.